The story begins with a place strewn with human remains, and our protagonist has overcome all adversity and 99 attempts to get there, promising himself that he will reach the end. On the last 20th round, all the guards are golems. The place is covered with them. Our hero wants to pass through this door, but unfortunately these golem guards guard him very well and don't let him pass by standing in front of him. The hero thinks about what he wants to put a death mark on these guards and make a successful attack. Then all the enemies will get 100% more damage. Then the hero uses the skill Night of Death, and it becomes so dark that the guards can't see anything, trying to attack them, but they arrange a carpet bombardment of ice and flame attack. But the enemies can't hit him as the protagonist decides to increase his movement speed to dodge their attacks. The hero notices that a magic circle has appeared on the floor and he cannot dodge the freeze. When the hero was in the block of ice, there was a golem guardian who was ready to strike him, but he did not let himself be attacked, as he used the moonlight destruction skill to get out of the icy state, and he succeeds. He successfully shattered the ice. The hero thinks about dealing with the enemies quickly in one go, because if he responds to every attack like this battle will never end. He activates Moonlight of Destruction, then uses Blood Moon, and successfully defeats all enemies. The hero has finally reached this secret door that was so reliably protected and guarded by golems. At first glance, this place looks like some kind of temple. He sees a magic circle and a door in front of him, and thinks about whether to stand on the circle or go through the door, but decides to stand on the circle to see what happens. The protagonist thought the game was over, but a system appears that notifies him to enter the boss room. The requirements for entry are a minimum of 5 players, and also warns the protagonist that because of non-compliance with the requirements of the player will die 5 seconds after entry. And he entered the room and went to countdown, and the hero began to slowly vaporize and then disappears and dies. The system notifies him that he has met the requirements to receive the Rune of Time Reversal. The protagonist returns to the very beginning because he has used all the runes of time reversal and used up all the attempts, and the rune automatically disappears in the start of the 100th regression. The protagonist is back from the game, and although he is almost to the last 20th round, and he is using the Rune of Time Reversal again to rewind time, he is eager to get through this game to the end, but to do so he needs to take 4 people to the final round. Without them the game cannot start, as the main requirement for entry is a minimum of 5 players. He looks at his classmates and thinks about who to offer this idea to. They are discussing their future, who will become who, and where they will work, and they also talk about our hero. It turns out he was a punching bag. Classmates noticed him in the crowd, and the black-haired guy resents the fact that he stares at them. In general, classmates discuss him in full. One of them told him to leave him alone on New Year's Eve and let him go. Then these guys hear someone's voice and are perplexed, saying that they don't know where they stand. An angel appears in front of the crowd. All the people think it's part of the celebration, and marvel at her beauty. Angel is not surprised that they are amazed by her. One dude in the crowd yelled that it's a cosplay of Angel, and why is she saying mean things about them? Those questions pissed Angel off so much that she smashed the dude's head in. All the people were screaming and frightened by what they saw. Angel said that no one had the right to treat her as if they were on the same level, much less ask questions. She explains that the game is about to begin. On the 1st of every month for 20 rounds. People will be spiritually transported to a new dimension to play the game and complete one quest. If they fulfill it, they will return to reality with rewards. People are even more perplexed, and one thinks that if they fulfill a few quests then Angel will let them live. But it doesn't work that way. Not everyone will survive because they just completed the quest. Only half of the participants will stay alive, and only people between the ages of 15 and 29 from all over the planet will participate. In the end, the number of participants came out to 1,801,029,290. After Angel finished explaining, the game began. The protagonist stands in space and cannot see other people. After spiritually traveling, he needs to create an avatar. Creating an avatar and basically customizing everything is only given one chance, so the protagonist needs to choose carefully. Our hero writes his alias, Black Braid. He uses this avatar since the 12th rebirth, so it feels like a real body, and after customization, successfully appears in the valley like all the other players. One even chose the face of a celebrity. Funnily enough, in general all customized the way they dream to look. And write in the comments, if such a situation as the main character, what would you like to be? Interesting to read. And yes, the hero thinks that people have improved their looks for nothing, because the better you look, the more likely you are to die. And if the player died in this world, he will die in the present one. And our hero's bully named Huang Youngmin shows up, and the protagonist is not surprised that he chose a muscular body. Angel Toxic herself showed up. She counted the number of people here, and it turns out that there are only 1,802,910 people here, and those are the ones who were in Seoul. .1 Dude wonders if it's a lot less than 1 million. Angel freaks out, explaining that this isn't the only dimension. The people doing the rounds are scattered on different equals with the other angels. Angel told everyone to look at their status windows, and everyone's stats were at a low level, and the main character's stats were almost at 0. Didn't have any skills, which is too bad. If people clear round 20, Angel will grant any wish, but you have to become number 1 to get it. Everyone had a random rune fragment in their inventory, which is only given at the beginning, and can only be used at the first level and only one time. And to use the rune you have to take it in your hand and think about using it, and then everyone gets their rewards which they are not happy about, and then the game starts. On round 1, the quest requires everyone to kill 100 goblins. One goblin appears in front of a crowd and everyone thinks it's very much like the game and the development of a virtual reality game. Another thinks they've been kidnapped for testing it all. Angel laughs that people reacted to one goblin and calls for 50,000 goblins. In the end, 10,000 people against 50,000 goblins. The game starts. All the goblins are frantically running towards the crowd and the protagonist walks towards them and uses his skill to make the goblin fly away. He did so because he wanted to make a first impression, including surprising the Angel Toxic. Time after time he easily dealt with these goblins, killing them. People inspired by Blackscythe's fight started to fight them too, but unfortunately it was not so easy. A goblin attacked one dude, and the mess began. Goblins killed everyone. Blackscythe is not surprised that people fled from the battlefield, as he himself in the first times also ran away, but after the second rebirth realized that it was pointless. Angel Toxic laughs at the way humans and goblins fight. The fact that humans are taller doesn't save them. Then she notices our protagonist and is shocked that he almost killed 100 goblins, and looks at his stats, but they only show the progress of the quest. Blackscythe is doing very well, getting 10 gold and 4% experience. And now his level is increasing. He has 25 goblins left to kill to complete this quest, and for him it was a breeze. Goblins fools all run and run to him knowing that he will kill them. In general, he extinguishes them with his skills. He looks at everyone in a frenzy like Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Then the protagonist decides to take a break. The goblins are standing and looking at him. Kosa decides to look at his status window, and as we can see, all the stats are already much bettered. He has risen as much as 4 levels higher. Well, as in all MMORPG games, for leveling up you get 2 characteristic points, and he invests everything in agility, as agility is very important characteristic at the beginning of the game to dodge attacks, and increase his attack and movement speed. The goblins run at him again after a short break, and all get in his neck, and he gets 10 gold for them, and plus 4% to experience. Then his level increases again, and finally he completes the quest, killing 100 goblins out of 100. He was crushing all the goblins like crazy to get Angel's attention, and also to rank 1 in the current region to top rewards. He completed one quest in 10 minutes, as you have to complete the quests of each round quickly to get rewards, because only the top 3 get rewards based on their status. Blackscythe gets a rare weapon ticket for rank 1 in the low rank region, and a chest to choose a special reward. The protagonist decides to use the weapon ticket, and is given 3 weapons to choose from: menacing longsword, stiletto, and spear. The protagonist chooses the stiletto, and decides to open the chest to select the special reward later. Blackscythe decides to enter the status window and saw that he had the title The Last Time Traveler. He uses a random rune fragment and gains the Hand of Time Reversal. Then the resulting rune will be automatically engraved on the player's body, and the remnants of the resulting rune are now in the player's soul. Due to the special properties of the rune, the engraving failed. If it was possible to engrave it, the protagonist would be able to go back in time infinitely, and due to the remnants of the rune engraved in the soul, Blackscythe was recognized as a time traveler who has made 100 journeys. The protagonist is shocked by this. The fact that in this game the concept of the title is above runes. They are much stronger than runes and harder to obtain, and on top of that, resurrection is a skill that can only be obtained by a priest. The protagonist is very pleasantly surprised from this. Go to Angel Toxic. She decided to remove all the corpses on the battlefield. I don't know where she sent them. Maybe she will resurrect them, and send another 50,000 goblins and hilarious with people and their suffering. but there were far fewer people than in the beginning, ended up killing all the goblins. Only half of them have completed the quest, and those who haven't must die, Angel says. And the crowd of people beg for mercy, before bringing the people back and allowing a second round. Angel decides to take stock. She is shocked with Black Scythe, why he became #1 in the rankings and how he defeated everyone, questioning him about it. Well, the main hero expresses his displeasure to Angel Toxic that the reward for first place in the ranking is quite meager. He received 1,000 gold. This dissatisfaction he made her very angry, and wants to use that ability to smash his head. But it can only be used once, and she already used it when she was in Seoul. Angel Toxic promises to give him a better reward for first place. Everyone else is standing there envious of him, saying how Angel made such a deal. She asks him to come with her and talk to him face to face. They walk down the path and she thinks about killing him without witnesses, and when she turns back to ask him, he punches her in the face, which makes her fly away, and gets even angrier at how he dared to hit Angel. But Black Scythe suddenly disappears and appears from behind, grabbing her wings to pull out the dagger hidden in her wing. He says her name, Burial, and Angel Toxic is shocked to learn her name. Black Scythe is going to kill her, but Angel assures him that if he kills her, the protagonist won't be able to go back, and our protagonist knows how the system works. He will return automatically at the end of the round. Burial is puzzled by how he got so much information. And he does kill her. Then the notification pops up that he became the first player to kill an angel, and gets the title of First Angel Killer. For this he gets Angel Blood, and the rune of the assassin. Well, the rune was automatically engraved on the user's body. Each kill increases stats by 1%, max 100%, and progress is saved until the end of the round. This is the effect of the assassin's rune. The protagonist killed her because he wanted to get Angel Blood, as only the first angel killer is worthy of becoming their natural enemy reaper. All players after level 10 can get a class of 30 different classes, and they are very easy to change. To do this you need to get the item to change class, and the item can be obtained during the hunt or after fulfilling simple conditions. But there are exceptions, unique classes that are given to one user under special circumstances. Back to the fact that the protagonist opens the awards for first place in all regions. It is very important for him to quickly reach level 10 and change class. He chooses experience buff X3, and at the beginning of the second round the buff will be automatically applied. Then the system congratulates him that he survived and his soul will be returned back to the real body. And the beginning of the second round will take place on February 1st, 2023. All the people are lying on the ground and don't understand what happened, thinking it was a dream. The dudes say it was definitely not a dream. The goblins, the first round, it was all real. But everyone pays attention to their friend Kim Dae-shik, who strangely did not get up from his seat, continuing to lie on the cold ground. His friends pushed him and checked his pulse, then found out that he was dead. And all the people who are lying down and do not get up, they all died in the game, and therefore in reality. And now a second round awaits them on February 1st, 2023, and they need to prepare and get stronger to survive. But what will happen next to our hero and the rest of the people who participated in this crazy game? Will they be able to live on, or is this just the beginning of new adventures? We'll find out in the next episode. Put a like and subscribe to my channel if you like my retellings. See you later and bye-bye.